Alright, chess fanatics, buckle up. Today we're diving into a slugfest from 1975 featuring two absolute legends, Alexander Beliavsky, a powerhouse of the Soviet school, and the one, the only, Mikhail Tal, the magician from Riga. You know when Tal's on the board, chaos isn't just a possibility, it's a promise. And this game, my friends, delivers. The board opens with a classic Nimzo-Indian defense. d4, nf6, c4, e6. Beliavsky, playing white, sets up a solid central structure, preparing for a long strategic battle. Tal, black, develops his pieces naturally, pinning the knight on c3 with the bishop on b4. It's a typical Nimzo. White often gets a central pawn mass. Black gets the bishop pair and dynamic play. Beliavsky pushes e3, then bd3, castling kingside. Tal responds with d5, c5, really challenging white's center. They trade pawns on d5, and Beliavsky takes back with the pawn, leading to an isolated queen's pawn structure, a common dynamic choice, but one that can also be a target. Tal then trades a knight for the bishop on c3, doubling Beliavsky's pawns. A strategic decision that often favors black in the long run. The game builds into a sharp middle game. Beliavsky, after dxc5 and bxc3, has doubled pawns on the c-file, but a strong central presence. Tal, meanwhile, has an active bishop pair. Then comes the critical juncture. Tal's knight on e5 jumps to f3, forcing a capture. Beliavsky, facing a choice, recaptures with gxf3. Whoa, this is the moment. Beliavsky willingly shatters his kingside pawn structure, creating a massive weakness around his king. He's betting on his central pawns and development, but Tal, the attacking monster, sees a gaping wound. The very next move, Tal's dark-squared bishop lands on h3, staring directly at Beliavsky's exposed king. The atmosphere on the board shifts instantly. Beliavsky's king is now naked, and Tal is about to unleash hell. The board explodes. Beliavsky's king is forced to h1. Tal, smelling blood, brings his rook to d8, piling on the pressure. Beliavsky tries to consolidate, but Tal is relentless. He sacrifices the exchange with rxd1, giving up his rook for the white rook, but the attack is absolutely blistering. White's king is running for its life, constantly under fire. Tal's queen and rook combine, chasing the king, ripping through Beliavsky's defenses. It's a masterclass in tactical assault. Beliavsky's king barely escapes, weaving through squares, desperate for safety. He sacrifices a pawn to activate his bishop, trying to create counterplay. Tal keeps pushing, his queen and rook hunting the white king, but Beliavsky, demonstrating incredible resilience and defensive technique, manages to find a way to hold on. He throws everything he has into defending, pushing his own pawns, desperately trying to create a fortress. Tal, despite the overwhelming attack, despite all the sacrifices and the exposed king, simply cannot deliver the knockout blow. The game ends in a draw, a testament to both Tal's incredible attacking genius and Beliavsky's unbelievable defensive grit under the most extreme pressure. What a battle! If you loved watching this absolute chess war, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more epic games, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another Grandmaster breakdown. See you next time, champions!